Not too long ago, I was working as a bartender and then a marketing guy. I wasn't happy with what I was doing, so next thing you know,
really enjoyed this job. Don't think it's right for me.
So yeah, I got fired from that job, had to go back to bartending, but at the end of the day, I knew it wasn't right for me. I wanted to go all in on my business and chase my dreams. So I quit my job and my fiance and I moved to Mexico. In this video, I'll explain why you need to do things that scare you in order to get what you want out of your life. And I'll dive into 3 topics that will change the way you think about yourself and your goals. All right. So let's get into the video right away. Time is very scarce. The purpose of this video is if you have big goals, you really do have to do things that scare you in order to get from where you currently are at point A to point B. So I'm gonna share 3 things with you that you can remind yourself and that I currently remind myself right now when I feel stuck or a little bit fear oriented, like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna share with you these 3 things that you can do or remind yourself to help with that. So first things first, embrace uncertainty, okay? I'm gonna read my note on this because I took notes for this video. Embracing uncertainty teaches you to trust yourself and develop resilience. I'm gonna tell a little quick story for me. At the beginning of the year, 2024, January, I literally quit my job. It was January 1st. I was like, good to go. And now it's October 2nd. That was a lot of uncertainty. I always had like a small little business trying different things, and I just had to embrace this uncertainty that I still have to this day, and I still think that will linger around as long as I have these big goals. Uncertainty. Am I gonna hit this goal? Am I not? And I think that's just part of the process, man. This can be very relatable with health and fitness too. You know, I'm an online fitness coach, and I feel like sometimes guys are like, dude, I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know if this program's gonna work. And they look for external things to put the blame on almost sometimes. And I was like that too. When in reality, you just gotta sit with yourself and say, okay, I'm just gonna embrace the uncertainty and learn how to figure it out. It's the same thing when I just quit my job. Is I'm still learning, I'm still growing. My fiance and I, Sammy, she's an online coach. We're learning and growing together. So I'm super grateful for that. But yeah, you just gotta learn how to sit and embrace that uncertainty. So this one is overcoming, number 2, overcoming fear-based decisions. My note on this is fear often dictates our choices without us even realizing it. So for example, you know, staying in a job that you dislike, you know, when I was bartending all the time, I was learning skills, but I wasn't really learning. I was capped and I just really didn't like it. Remaining in a familiar environment or avoiding the unfamiliar can be driven by fear. So for me, it was all about, I had all these fear-based decisions that I needed to make in order to get to where I'm at now, right? In order for me, a goal with me was to help a lot of guys online with their health and fitness, live in Mexico for a bit, maybe go to Asia with my fiance, travel a little bit here. And I had this vision, but I had to make these decisions. And there was a lot of fear based around these decisions. So I needed to get uncomfortable and just embrace that uncertainty. So fear-based decisions, when you decide to push past that fear, you'll stop sitting in an area of like, discomfort, but also what's like scarcity. That's the word I'm looking for, scarcity. And then all of a sudden you will start to look for abundance. There's no right or wrong decision. You just make that decision right. So when it comes down to you trying to get from point A to point B, this is your goal. There's no right or wrong decision. You just got to figure it out. You just got to make that decision right. You just got to take the step forward and make it right. Okay, so number 3 is learning to adapt to change, right? If you have a specific goal and you're trying to get there, you're going to have to adapt to a lot of change. You're going to have to get very into unfamiliar territory, environments. So for example, when Sammy and I first got here, we realized, man, we have a lot of time here. We don't speak Spanish. I'm trying to learn how to speak Spanish. And for us to get groceries and go to the grocery store is so much work and effort, and the brain is constantly working, and I'm adapting to the change. It was like a culture shock at first. So it's the same thing when you when you decide to go after your goals, there's gonna be a lot of uncertainty, a lot of change going on, and it's gonna feel very uncomfortable, but that's okay. And that's what I'm trying to learn how to deal with right now. Is just like, okay, how do I still continue to run my business this far away from home, And there's just a lot of fear, man, but it's learning how to adapt and change. And one thing that I find is like when I'm aware that there's a lot of change going on, that it's, yeah, super uncomfortable. It almost hurts the brain sometimes, but knowing that with all this change is only gonna come a lot of growth from that. It's just growth after this. So nothing's linear, right? For success and your goals, it's not like point A to point B, like straight up. There's gonna be a lot of ups and downs, but as long as like you're making a little bit of progress going upwards, but then you come back down, come up a little bit, come back down, like that's better than just plopping down here and then staying down there. So learning to adapt to change is a huge part as well. Wish I had this mindset when I was 20, but I'm learning as I get older, and I'm learning through my physique. I'm trying to become a IFBB pro naturally, and through my business, helping guys online, creating YouTube content. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of change. So these are the models that I try to remind myself, these mental models, and hopefully that can help you as well. So if you liked the video, sweet, perfect. I'm glad you liked it, and I'll see you around.